Welcome to Just One Day, the channel dedicated to travel enthusiasts seeking unique and exciting experiences to explore the cities of the world in just 24 hours. Today, we will embark on a journey to discover Amsterdam, a charming and picturesque city with a fascinating history and culture. Amsterdam offers a rich variety of attractions, from historic architecture to a vibrant nightlife, from the beauty of its natural landscapes to the iconic network of canals that traverse the city. It's no wonder it's often called the Venice of the North. In this guide, we will explore the highlights of Amsterdam and provide tips on when to visit, where to stay, and what to eat. Amsterdam is the capital and the largest city of the Netherlands. The municipality of Amsterdam has 921,402 residents from over 170 nationalities, while the population residing in the metropolitan area is approximately 2,289,770 people. The area within the 17th-century canal belt inside the Sint-Jongericht is included in the UNESCO World Heritage List, and in 1987, it was designated as a European City of Culture. With its canals and world-renowned museums, Amsterdam welcomes around 38 million visitors each year. Its historic center makes it one of the most romantic and beautiful cities in Europe. Cruises along its canals offer an enchanting and different way to explore the city. Amsterdam is also a city of diversity and tolerance, enjoying all the advantages of a major center. A rich culture, a lively nightlife, international restaurants, and efficient public transportation. In addition, it is relatively quiet, largely due to its extensive canals, resulting in very little road traffic. As a trade-off, try the excitement of cycling through the city, joining the hundreds of citizens who use bicycles every day. The best time to visit Amsterdam depends on your interests. If you want to admire the famous Dutch tulip bloom, spring, from March to May, is the ideal time. During the autumn, Amsterdam takes on golden and tranquil hues, while in winter, the snow-covered city offers winter fairs and snow games. However, keep in mind that the weather can be unpredictable, with rain and wind possible at any time. Let's explore together what to see in Amsterdam in a day, the must-visit attractions, and possible alternative itineraries. The itinerary includes the main stops in Amsterdam, excluding attractions that would require too much time for a visit. The itinerary starts at Dam Square, one of the main squares in the historic center, where you can take a photo of the Royal Palace from the outside. Next, head to the Juden neighborhood, the artists area, where you'll find the Anne Frank house, one of the most visited attractions. Conclude your morning in the Bijlmermeer district. After lunch, take a stroll to the Bloemenmarkt, the floating flower market, and make your way to the museum district to visit the famous Van Gogh Museum. Wrap up your afternoon with a canal cruise through the city. For dinner, return to De Wallen, the historic center, and explore the famous red light district on your own or with an evening guided tour. In the same neighborhood, take a photo of the Oude Kerk, the old church of Amsterdam, from the outside. Just one day tip. First time in Amsterdam. To optimize your time and get an initial feel for the city, we recommend booking a free guided walking tour or a canal cruise. But let's start our one-day tour in Amsterdam. Begin your day in Amsterdam at Dam Square, simply called the Dam, get directions. It's one of the most beloved squares, both by tourists and locals, and a real meeting point. Here, you'll also find some wonderful buildings, including the Royal Palace. The Royal Palace, known as the Koninklijk Paleis, was built 350 years ago, originally as a city hall, but with Napoleon from 1808, it began to serve as a royal residence. In fact, it is still used by the royal family today. Unfortunately, there won't be enough time to visit it, so we recommend taking a photo and moving on to the next stop. Alternative for a family visit. If you're traveling with children, instead of the Anne Frank house, you can visit the famous Madame Tussauds Amsterdam, the wax museum located right in this square. In just a 10-minute walk from Dam Square, you reach the Juden neighborhood, Amsterdam's artist district. It's also an area with many students due to lower accommodation prices. Here is an important attraction, one of the most visited. The Anne Frank house. It is indeed the original apartment where the young girl and her family hid during World War II to escape Nazi persecution. Her famous diary has become one of the symbols of the Holocaust, a truly precious testimony. When visiting the museum house, you can learn many aspects of this period. Visitor information. Open every day from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. If you want to delve into the history of Anne Frank without visiting the museum house, you can opt for a walking tour with a guide who tells her story and the history of World War II in Amsterdam. While strolling through the city streets, you can reach the Bijlmermeer in less than 15 minutes on foot. It's one of Amsterdam's hidden treasures. It is a medieval garden hidden behind a gate on Spuy Square, where Beguines, women belonging to a Catholic sisterhood, used to live. Upon entering the courtyard, you can also see the Houten Huis, one of the oldest houses in the city, preserved as it was when it was built in 1528. After taking a photo, head to the Bloemenmarkt, the world's only floating flower market. It's a very picturesque and unique area where you can also buy some souvenirs. A true historical place that stretches along the Singel Canal. Stop for lunch at Blue Amsterdam. Between Bijidorf and Bloemenmarkt, have lunch at this spectacular venue. Thanks to its elevated location, it offers a wonderful view of the city, complete with labels on the windows, indicating the landmarks you can see. Once you've had lunch and finished your visit to the flower market, head to the museum quarter, which you can easily reach on foot in about 15 minutes. Once there, don't forget to take a photo in front of the famous I Am Amsterdam sign, in front of the Rijksmuseum. We recommend visiting the Van Gogh Museum here, one of the city's must-see attractions. This museum houses the largest collection of works by the Dutch painter. Among his works, over 500 in total, you will also find pieces by other artists, such as his younger brother Theo and various French painters. If you are an art lover, especially a Van Gogh enthusiast, we recommend taking a guided tour. Once the visit is concluded, just a 5-minute walk from the museums, on the opposite bank from the Hard Rock Café Amsterdam, you can take a canal cruise, one of the activities not to be missed, regardless of the time available. After the canal cruise is finished, head back to the historic center, namely De Wallen. You can return on foot with a walk of about 20 minutes or by tram, which is the recommended option, taking line 2 or 12 from Amsterdam Leidseplein to Amsterdam Dam, enjoying a panoramic view of the city streets. Once you arrive, take the opportunity to admire the Oude Kerk, the old church, one of the most famous buildings in the city from the outside. After dinner, of course, if you're not with family, we recommend exploring the famous red light district of the city. Called Resebuurt, it gets its name from the neon lights in the windows and is an expression of Amsterdam's free and non-conformist spirit. Regardless of the reason people visit, it's a truly characteristic area of the capital that deserves a visit. Explore the area with a local guide who will tell you the district's history and interesting facts as you pass by numerous red-lit windows, sexy shops, strip clubs, and coffee shops. Starts at 9 p.m., lasting 1 hour and 30 minutes. In Amsterdam, there are plenty of things to see. If you're traveling with family, in the morning, instead of the Anne Frank House, you can visit Madame Tussauds, the famous wax museum, or the Tropenmuseum, an ethnographic museum with a dedicated section for children. Instead of the Van Gogh Museum, once you reach the museum quarter, you can visit the wonderful urban park of Vondelpark or the more distant Rembrandt Park. In the evening, instead of the red light district, you can enjoy an evening cruise. The city is also rich in museums. Instead of the Van Gogh Museum, you might prefer the Rijksmuseum, one of the most important in the country. For lovers of design and modern art, we recommend the Stedelijk Museum. If you have no particular interest in visiting museums, we recommend the Heineken Experience, which is not far away, offering an interactive tour of the brewery. Football fans can't miss the Amsterdam Arena, but it's located a bit away from the historic center, so plan at least half a day for that. Before you go, useful tips and where to stay. Consider the daily transportation ticket. Depending on the itinerary you decide to follow, a daily transportation pass can be useful. Go biking, why not? You're in one of the most bike-friendly cities in the world. If the weather is favorable and you like the idea, you'll find bike paths everywhere, saving you a lot of time for getting around. Consider the city card. Depending on your itinerary, we recommend considering the purchase of the Amsterdam City Card, which provides free or discounted entries and free use of public transportation. Don't miss the canal cruise. Even with just 1 day available, a canal cruise is a must. They are available during the day and evening. Always carry an umbrella. Amsterdam's weather can change rapidly, so even in the summer, always bring an umbrella and a sweater. Book entrances and tours in advance. If you plan to visit the major museums, buy your tickets in advance to avoid wasting time in line. Watch meal times. Meal times here are typically Nordic. Dinner is usually around 18:30, so book your chosen restaurant in advance. Of course, the most touristy restaurants will be open at any time. The best neighborhoods to stay in recommended areas for saving money. De Pitch, Plantage, Amsterdam Noord recommended areas for families with children. Museum Quartier, Plantage recommended areas for young people. Red Light District, Leidseplein, Jordan. Remember that hotel demand in Amsterdam is always high, especially during the summer, Easter, and Christmas holidays. The advice is to book well in advance of your travel dates. Amsterdam is a city with timeless charm, thanks to its canals, green parks, museums, and lively, diverse, and somewhat extreme nightlife. Like the rest of European capitals, Amsterdam also boasts a rich and multifaceted culinary tradition. Dutch cuisine may not be as famous and celebrated as, for example, Italian cuisine, but it can certainly offer pleasant surprises to those who want to try typical food and savor different flavors from what they are used to. Let's start with a true Dutch specialty, namely cheese, produced thanks to the abundance of pastures and livestock in the country. In Amsterdam, the most famous cheeses are Gouda, which comes from the town of the same name located south of Amsterdam, and Jonge and Doet. You can enjoy them sliced in a sandwich or as bite-sized pieces that accompany a cold beer. Patat jolog. The Dutch take pride in their typical thick and crispy French fries, which are served with mayonnaise or various sauces. They are covered with a sauce made from mayonnaise, peanut butter, and onions. They represent the most common street food in the Netherlands and are sold practically everywhere. Speculoos. Nordic countries are famous for their spiced cookies, especially during the Christmas season. Speculoos is a typical Christmas sweet made with cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, pepper, nutmeg, and cloves. Herring. Dried or herring is consumed throughout Northern Europe. It is a dish that appeals to those who are not afraid of strong flavors and is a truly unmissable traditional dish. Herring sandwiches, called Bruges herring, with herring, pickles, and onions, are sold practically everywhere. Kibbeling. Another fish-based dish, suitable for those who are not so brave to try herring, is this specialty, usually made from cod, which is fried and served with herb, garlic, and lemon mayonnaise. It can be enjoyed hot or cold and is a popular street food. Stampot. This is a dish made with smoked sausage, mashed potatoes, and seasonal vegetables, sauerkraut, carrots, cabbage, and onions, all covered in gravy. This specialty perfectly represents Dutch culinary traditions, as it consists of affordable ingredients and is essentially a humble dish. Pannenkoeken. These are classic Dutch pancakes, in sweet or savory versions, a cross between American pancakes and French crepes. They are later topped with syrup and powdered sugar or with bacon and cheese, although the most appreciated version is bacon with sweet syrup. Amsterdam is an eclectic city with a wide range of experiences to offer. We hope this guide helps you plan your trip and discover everything this fascinating city has to offer. Goodbye from just one day.